Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23. Make it the 20. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Now Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't...
Throwing is Brady on third down. He gets it to Brown, complete. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
And a key number on that play.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Brady gives to Michelle. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. On second down, Michelle. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's Brady. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. Now Michelle, and a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. On second down, Michelle, and this time not a success. From the gun, it's Brady. It's complete to Brown, right side. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 30. Brady now on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Great solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Brady again here on second and 10 to Michelle on the screen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he's got Edelman on the out route. That's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. From 10 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield. That touchdown, he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On first down, here's Breida. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The safety, Patrick Chung, is the one who makes the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
Here we go,
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter. And now he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Dante Hightower coming in. Punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here.
Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14.
Hey, Delta.
To throw is Brady. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Antonio Brown, 84 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And the decision to come out is going to cause a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kyle Van Noy, his 2nd sack of the night. To try again after the sack. Garoppolo from left side, caught by Goodwin. The 30, past the 20, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, 88 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. At the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing.
Round up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Brady now to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It's here in the second quarter. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this will be caught at the 3rd for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make...
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Sony Michel, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude A little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two.
Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he stopped immediately.
Holding up the ball carrier can get in there and rake it and knock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
We're into the
eight. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. And this is incomplete. It was the veteran Devin McCourt.
And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete.
And some 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Brady will try again on second down. Man open left side is Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find.
Second and 10.
Check. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Go Bandit.
All day, defense.
Hey, high 7.
Right there. 50.
Throwing again. Brady. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. DeForest Buckner in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long.
Hey, 66. Hey, Alpha.
Mike 54.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
54 is Mike. 54.
Sugar.
Shotgun now for Brady. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. Well, Charles, as we peek back to week 1, what would you say were the positives for some teams or individuals that you took away?
Well, it started on opening night. Green Bay and their defense, not necessarily Aaron Rodgers and what they did going into Chicago and winning. Kansas City, they picked right up where they left off with Patrick Mahomes. Explosive on offense. How about Baltimore and Lamar Jackson? He's not just a single-wing tailback, folks. He's a quarterback. And Tennessee,
the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with his 2nd touchdown of the night as his guys are back within a single score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by nugget when I can.
It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Here we go.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit from the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Keeping it on the ground on first, Michelle. And an alley to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel, 55 yards. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touch.
Momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. The big fella. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Garoppolo looks to throw. Hooking up here with Trent Taylor. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Trent Taylor, 30 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Switch it. Switch it.
Again, it's Michel. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. This will be caught by Brown. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. He's got another 1st down, and he's also just a few yards short of 200 for the ball game. Brady, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Michel. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Hey, Zoo.
Rip right. 51 to Mike, boy. 51. Bring it. Bring it. Hey, Mike 51. Mike 51.
Better bring it.
Brady. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Antonio Brown, 51 yards. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense. They have a chance to win this ball game.
On first down, Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They try to throw on second down, but this have them looking at 3rd and 10. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner first down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing.
Defense, keep it up, guys. Alert! 51.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, go 66.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta? Brady going to look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Tough spot for the Pats now after the sack as Brady will lead them up 3rd and long. Here's Brady to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Antonio Brown, 87 yards. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you
icing on the cake, if you will. Gostkowski, the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down.
That's caught at the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Now a play fake here on first down. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley. Here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the New England Patriots. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. The decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
53, ready.
On 1st down, Stafford here. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. I'm not sure exactly what they had planned for play number 1 from scrimmage, but I can guarantee it wasn't that interception.
No doubt about that one, because in their daydream, this
trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Christian Jones, the one who picked it. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
So I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for blitz coming, and down he goes. Dante Hightower leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the pressure gets to him again. Kyle Van Noy, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. Pulled in at the 24. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Brady. Slant route, caught by Edelman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Check four.
On first down, Michelle looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the line,
Hey, that's 380.
Get him. Watch twist.
Check it. Hey, Foxtrot.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously, more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
50. Two-jet bomber. Hey, check it.
On second down and 4, Brady. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Stafford. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. With it is Brown.
Antonio Brown.
We got this.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, 59 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gostkowski with the extra point. And it's now a sore in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch 54. Let's go, defense.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Kyle Van Noy picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack on 1st down, Stafford, oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dante Hightower able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty.
Check 99. Check 31. Check 31. Check.
On the ground is Michel. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jamal Agnew. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
You mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point good by Prater. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now Brady to try again after the pick six. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Brady to Michel on the screen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Oh, they stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. The linebacker Christian Jones there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Single.
Bravo.
From the 44, Brady. And he lets go a laser pulled in by Edelman. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Well, he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Brady going to go on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. Well, partner, I want to revisit week 1. I got your positive takeaways from the first week of the NFL season. How about the bad stuff?
Well, let's pump the brakes a little bit on the Super Bowl celebration in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They have to win some games first, and maybe now that's the best thing that could have happened to them. Maybe they can settle in because that's a good roster. Miami, we suspected it was going to be rough. I don't know that we suspected that bad on opening day. Jacksonville, the defense is supposed to carry this team. They got torched by Kansas City. And Pittsburgh just didn't show up against New England. And I don't think we expected that at all because I thought Pittsburgh...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
You got nothing. Mike, He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Check, 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 check.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot downfield. No. Guarantee the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
We gotta get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Shadow, smooth. Forty's Mike. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Well, hey, we're going Mike 40, Mike 40. Check Mike, check Mike. Mike's 40, Mike's 40. It's coming this way. Hold 50.
The final shot before half for Brady. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the back. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost them about 7. It's ready to kick off their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession now.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson. 46 yards as his guys are back within a single score. Prater for the X one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
From the 22, Brady. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play there for New England. 41 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the side. And it's Michel once again. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Now Brady. This is White on the screen. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line.
Hey, orbit.
Brady now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is scooped up by the Lions. So the defense field position as they come up here first and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that in times you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
First down. First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. C.J. Anderson in the game. He gets it here. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Set, waiting. And watch delay.
On second down, Johnson. And that'll hurt them. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Now Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Kyle Van Noy. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Just like that. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Who there?
32.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays They're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They'll run it. This is Michelle, and he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. The tackle made there by Jared Davis. They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He was brought down by Devon Kennard. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Hey, Delta. Look what he had. 40's a mark. Check it, reload.
From the gun, it's Brady. This is caught. It's Julian Edelman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Brady now to throw. To Gordon, out left. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run the play, and they'll bring him down at the 13 pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run the play, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Hey, set. 380. Come to my work. We want it. Come to No, 66.
Well, now they'll try the end around. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
Hey, exit.
Back to throw, Brady. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Mike's 40. Mike's 40. I got one. Let's go. Hey, Mike 40. Mike 40. Hey, here we go.
Ozzy. Hey, second.
To throw is Brady. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Trey Flowers picks up his second sack of the afternoon. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Brady. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guy. Oh, and it's a fake. They'll try and throw for him. And he's going to have the hook up to Izzo. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Well, without question, when you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. He talked about celebrating.